Hmm. Very good evening and wish you a very happy Independence Day. I'm Srikanth, Head of Operations at AyurUniverse. We are India's largest wellness portal offering preventive wellness, ailment management, online and signature programs in yoga, Ayurveda, and naturopathy for global customers since 2016. We currently host more than 300 wellness centers in India and abroad with a large presence in India, Sri Lanka, and Nepal. We are also planning a global presence in the coming years. Customers from more than 65 countries have booked their wellness programs through our website. We are approved by Department of Tourism, Karnataka, Incredible India, and member of Global Wellness Institute, California. Today, we have a webinar in collaboration with Manaltheeram Ayurveda Beach Village on the topic Freedom from Diseases, Health and Wellness through Ayurveda and Yoga. I want to take a few minutes and introduce Manaltheeram Ayurveda Beach Village. Manaltheeram is part of Somadhiram Ayurveda Group. The world's first Ayurveda resort founded by Mr. Baby Matthew in 1985. A novel idea, Ayurveda hospital in a resort ambience, first of its kind in the whole world. The essence and soul of Somadhiram is the ancient medical science of Ayurveda, yoga, and meditation. Manaltheeram has 61 air-conditioned accommodations built in traditional Kerala architecture and 30 treatment rooms. They have one yoga hall and one open-air yoga hall facing the beach. Somadhiram Group as a whole has 42 Ayurveda doctors and 200 Ayurveda therapists. They manufacture their own Ayurveda medicine. They have a Ayurveda herbal garden as well. They provide personal yoga consultation, Ayurveda diet plan, language interpreters, and organic Ayurveda dosha specific food for their patrons. Now about Somadhira Ayurveda Group, it's Kerala's government approved Ayurvedic center, Green Leaf certified, NABH accredited, quality management system by British Standard Institution, food hygiene and safety certification from the same organization, Ayurveda Europe certification by Europe Audit Institute, Germany. Somadhiram Ayurveda Group has won national award from the government of India 5 times, Hall of Fame honor from President of India. They have won the state award from government of Kerala 5 times, national and international awards 32. Today we have 2 Ayurveda doctors. Let me introduce them first. We have Dr. Sudarshan. He's a senior Ayurveda physician at Somadhiram Ayurveda Group. He has been with the group for about 2 years now. He's a graduate from Government Ayurveda College, Trivandrum, has got more than 3 decades of experience in Asia, Europe, and Africa. He's got vast areas of experience as an Ayurveda consultant, spa manager, teaching Panchakarma, massage techniques, and yoga. And he's conducted several seminars on yoga and Ayurveda. And he's accompanied by Dr. Aisha. She's an Ayurveda medical officer, has been with Somadhiram Ayurveda Group for about 3 years. She's got more than 7 years of clinical experience in Ayurveda. She's been a yoga practitioner for more than 5 years, has participated in several national and international seminars and workshops in Ayurveda and yoga. Doctors, namaste and welcome. Now that we are done with the introductions, let's go to the main show. Dr. Sudarshan, I have the first question for you. According to Ayurveda, what is the cause of disease?
Okay. Namaste. I'm Dr. Sudarshan from Somadhiram Ayurveda Group. And thank you, Mr. Srikanth and AyurUniverse for giving me this platform. And also I welcome all of the viewers who are watching this webinar. Anyway, let me give a short introduction about Ayurveda before going into the subject. Because all the questions which are coming are based on Ayurveda, so I think it's better to give you a short introduction. So let me start with a Sanskrit sloka from our classical textbook. It is in Sanskrit. Then I shall explain you. It's like this. Hidahidam sukham dukham ayustasya hidahidam manam cha tatchetra uktam Ayurveda ityuchede. So this sloka explains what is Ayurveda, and the coming explanations, everything is based on Ayurveda. But let me tell you in short, Ayurveda is a total information of what is good, what is bad, to a better or total living. That is what called Ayurveda. Now, let me give you a little background about the science of Ayurveda. As all of you know, this system of Ayurveda or this system of medicine started in India more than 5,000 years back. And the meaning of the word Ayurveda, there are two parts, Ayur and Veda. Ayus means life and Veda means the knowledge or science. So in general, this is the science of life. So Ayurveda is the combination of science and the art of healthy living. Ayurveda is curative, it's preventive, it's rejuvenative and immune building treatment. So Ayurveda offers extensive therapies, remedies for healthy and diseased person. That is the speciality. In other systems, they treat diseases. Here, we offer treatments for healthy condition also. Now, let me come to the composition of human body according to Ayurveda. Can I go to Mr. Srikanth regarding the composition of human body according to Ayurveda? Human body is composed of 5 great elements. They are the space or ether, fire, water, air, fire, water, and earth. Now, let me explain one by one. Then comes the 3 doshas. So, because of the 5 basic elements, the physical body is composed. Now comes the functional body, the acting or living body. For that, there are 3 basic energies. They are called 3 doshas. Their names are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Let me tell you in short what is Vata, what is Pitta, and what is Kapha. Vata is composed of space and air from the Panchamahabhutas, and it is associated with, or it is the causative factor for all the movements of the body. For example, the movement of the internal organs, the heart, intestine, etc., our walking, such external movements, then cause for feeling, smell, etc. So causative factor for every movement in the body is due to Vata. Then comes Pitta. Pitta is made up of fire factor. The entire biochemical process operating in the body is due to the Pitta or fire energy. Then Kapha is formed of the earth and water elements. It is the volume building or in the organism. It is cause of the bulk in the bulk of the body. So we came to a living structure composed of 5 basic elements, and the energies for the activities, that is Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So the harmony or the balance of the 3 doshas in the body is health. So let me tell you a definition from our classical text. Who is a healthy person? It's a Sanskrit verse. Then I shall explain it also. In Sanskrit, it says like this: Samadosha samagnischa samadhatu malakriya prasanna atma indriya manaha swasta ityabhidiyade. So we were discussing about the elements, the 3 doshas, etc. So samadosha, sama agni. Sama means normal or natural. Agni is the internal fire. Samadhatu, the basic elements of the body, the functional elements of the body. Then malakriya. Malakriya means the defecation process of the body. And prasanna atma indriya, that is very important aspect. The manas and the atman, the living factor, etc., has to be in a normal equilibrium or in a coordinated factor. That is atma, mind, and sensory or motor organs, etc. They have to be properly organized or coordinated. Such a person is called a healthy person. So when the tridosha, the five basic elemental body, and these defecation processes, the function of the sensory organs, when everything go on in a rhythmic way, that person is, such a person is called to be called as healthy or swastha person. Then I hope this part is clear, Mr. Srikanth.
Yes,
Okay.
doc. Yes,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
clear.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, Second part of the question, the cause of diseases according to Ayurveda. So, according to Ayurveda, when the mind and body or the consciousness, when it work together, it maintains the balance. So that part is clear. Now we can discuss about the cause of diseases in general. In general, there are three main causes for diseases. They are prajnaparada, that is misuse of intellect. Then asadma indriya artha samyoga, that is misuse of senses, and parinama, that is seasonal variations. Now let me explain the first one, prajna aparadha. It's a Sanskrit word. Prajna means the wisdom or intelligence. Aparadha means offense. The offense to prajna or wisdom of intelligence causes diseases. So meaning of prajna aparadha is offense against wisdom. So that is doing things without discrimination, whether it is favorable or harmful for the body or mind. These actions may be mental sometimes, may be verbal, causing imbalance, pain, disease, etc. Example, misuse of speech. We talk arrogantly to another person. We do gossip sometimes. It causes a sort of irritation. That is a cause of disease. Then smoking, it's an activity. We know it is not good, but continues that. Pratnya Parada, he knows smoking is not good, but he is doing that. Then for pleasure, people sometimes do something irritating others. So such things are called prajna aparada. Next is asadma indriyartha samyoga. Asadnya means improper. Indriyas means the sense organs. We have 5 sense organs. Most of them are above our neck. That is eyes, nose, ears, skin, etc. The sense organs. Artha means the objects or senses. Samyoga. So the Asyadma Indriya Samyoga means when the Indriyas are relating or functioning or interacting with the objects in an improper way, that causes pain or overstimulation or disorder or disease to your body. For example, eyes are to see, but if you are looking at a very small, very tiny object for a long time, it irritates. Hearing loud noise, it irritates, it causes problem, it causes illness. Next is parinama or kala. Parinama means it's variation, changes. Parinamam is change. For example, seasonal variation. Due to seasonal variation, there are so many illness like cold, cough, etc. are there. Then parinama of our age, due to the change of our age, aging causes so many imbalances in our body. So these three are the general features in short, which are causing diseases or disorder to our body. I hope this much portion is.
Yes, doctor. So in summary, what I understand is when you say Ayurveda, it means the science and art of healthy living.
Yeah.
Ayurveda is made of two words, life and science. You also spoke about Ayurveda is a science and art of healthy living for curation,
Yeah.
rejuvenation, and immunity.
Yeah.
Also, you spoke about the Pancha Mahapudas and the
Yes.
key
Yes.
vatas.
Yeah.
When the vatas are not in balance,
Mm.
is when somebody is deceased.
Mm.
If all are in balance, you said they are in a state of swastha, which is healthy.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the primary three causes for disease
Yeah.
is misuse
Yeah.
of intelligence,
Yeah.
misuse of the senses,
Yeah.
and also seasonal variations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
doctor. So I,
Okay.
I I just got the gist. I hope the audience also got the gist. I have a follow-up question, Dr. Sudarshan.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
If you
Yes.
could tell us what are the specific diseases that one can anticipate when the optimal health state begins to decline?
Yeah.
What are the
Yeah.
triggers?
Okay.
And
Okay.
what are the indications that we can be alert to?
Okay. So let me come to that. I was giving a hint to this. That is, who is a optimally healthy person. He's called Sosta in my to the previous question. So let me repeat that slogan once again, so that it will be easier for the viewers. When a person having a samadosha, samagni, samadhatu, and malakriyas, and prasanna, atma, indriya, manaha, that person is called to be sosta or healthy. When all his these doshas, energies, and a pleasant manas, pleasant feeling like that, the person seems to be healthy. But every living being, everyone who is born, from their birth to death, they are prone to disorders, both physically and mentally. So we are not free from problems, disease, disorders, pains to the mind and body. So when our masters talk about rogas or diseases, they say ragadi rogan. So what is raga? Raga means our, the aspect of the mental or the related with Atman. They are ragas are anger, greed, arrogance, jealousy, selfishness, etc., which causes delusion, restlessness, and ego in all three types of people. I mentioned about the three types of people before, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, but these ragas are in common. Now, let me go to three types of people one by one. The Vata for Vata type, with Pitta type and Kapha type, which causes dosha, imbalance, or disease or disorder. Now, I told you before, Vata is the causative or the functional aspect for the movement in the body. So what causes dosha imbalance or imbalance to Vata? Overactivity, dry and cold, and raw food material, intake of such things, spicy, bitter, and astringent food materials, they create problem to Vata type of people. And what can be the problems? For Vata people, if they do such contradictory things, they get circulatory disturbances, hypertension, insomnia, cracked joints, contractions or cramps of the body. So most of the things are affecting the movement in the body. Second energy is Pitta. It is the fire element in the body. So what things are possible, good to Vata, Pitta type of people regarding food? For Pitta type of people, they have to use pungent, sour, salty, and very spicy food. They causes irritation to their intestine. Then deep fried and processed food, it's also not good to them. Then red meat, it also irritates Pitta type of people. Then consuming strong coffee, tea, etc., because the hyperacidic nature is there. These things are also not good. Then alcohol, it easily stimulates the Pitta. Then smoking, too much exposure to sun and the season like summer, emotional stress, etc., irritates or causes imbalance to Pitta type of people. And what are the disorders or imbalances which easily gets to Pitta type of people? Let us go to that. Skin problems, skin irritations related with sweat glands, blood disorders, heartburn, nausea and vomiting, gastritis, ulcers, indigestion. These particular things associated with stomach is more prone to them. Headaches, especially the headache like migraine, is common to more common to Pitta type of people. And problems of liver and gallbladder is also common to Pitta type of people. Now let us come to the third type, Kapha type of people. Which are the causes aggravating Kapha? Sweet and salty and sour foods. You see, when they take sweet and salty, there is tendency to get obese easily. Dairy, meat, gluten, wheat, refined grain, example maida, etc., are not good for them. Too much oil, fatty food, sugar, consumption of sugar, emotional eating, or too much consumption of food is also not good for kapha type of people. Then what are the disorders or diseases which can be easily get to kapha type of people? Associated with digestion, they feel a sense of heaviness, nausea, excessive salivation, indigestion, slow or suppressed metabolism, diseases like diabetes, then anorexia nervosa. You see, usually these people has the tendency to gain weight. So they try to control their food, and it causes a type of lowering their body weight. Then obesity, naturally, hypertension, high cholesterol, gallstone, calcifications, etc. are prone to kapha type of people. Now, can I tell something in general regarding diseases or disorder which are triggered due to age and like that? Okay, so you see, due to violation of these things, people are prone to diabetes and heart problems nowadays a lot. Diabetes is due to over high glucose in the body. So what does it cause? It causes heart disease, stroke, kidney problems, eye and dental problems, nerve damage, etc. So what are the indications or what are the things we have to be careful regarding diabetic? The frequent urination, when you have frequent urination, increased thirst, always feeling hungry, feeling tired, blurry vision, slow healing of wounds, numbness and pain to hands and feet, patches or dark skin, etc. And yeah, these are common symptoms of diabetes. Because why I am talking about diabetes is it's a master disease or disorder. Associated with that, heart problems are so many things can come. So we have to be very careful. Then comes the age-related problems. You see, every person, we are aging, every day we are losing one day from our life. And the degeneration process is there. So the muscular problems, skeletal problems, brain functional disorders like the memory loss, like that. So these are the, so many things are coming due to this aging process. So what you have to do to be healthy? Know yourself, know your doshas, know your general energy and health. And if you behave accordingly, you can lead a healthy life. Okay, I think. Okay.
Thank you, Doc. So the
Okay.
essence is that different vata type has got different functions in the body,
Yeah.
and different vata type people have different uh, types of food that they need to be
Yes.
consuming. And if they consume the wrong type of food, then they end up having different diseases. So you spoke about vata people being overactive, having raw food, we can lead to circulation disturbance and insomnia. Pitta people, pungent food, deep fried food, hyperacidic food, consuming alcohol, smoking too much,
Not good.
exposure to sun will lead into skin problems, um, heartburns, ulcers, headaches, etc. And kapha, you said if they take too much of sweet salt, um, then they are subject to indigestion, nausea, and low metabolism, etc. And you also told about some of the triggers, alerts that about feeling tired, numbness, and finally you said that everybody should know their self and especially the dosha, so that it will help them to lead a healthy life. Okay, so Dr. Aisha has been quiet. I'm just going to pull her into this conversation. I'm going to mute you, Dr. Sudarshan. And the next question is to Dr. Aisha. Um, Yeah, surely, as we add years, Dr. Aisha, the body rhythm changes, and evidently the routines for self care should change too. What would be your advice for people between, say, mid 30s to late 50s to remain healthy against all odds?
Okay, okay. Aging is accompanied by the process of decay and manifest in the form of various degenerative changes. Although these changes are not are natural, they are not pleasant ones. Ayurveda considers aging as a natural and an inevitable process and offers time-tested therapies for healthy aging. Misusing the five senses, disharmonious impressions through the five sense organs, making incorrect choices that promote unhealthy transformation of the body and the mind, all trigger the early aging process. Some important factors that influence aging include Kala, the time, Prakriti, the nature, Dosha, the biological energy, Ahara, the food we eat, Vihara, the routines, Agni, our digestive fire. Ayurveda recommends importance of eating of wholesome, constitution-based food and being in tune with the nature while eating as it influences and impact our digestion, metabolism and a lifespan, good lifespan. Okay, then sleep is also an sleep is one of the main pillars of good health in Ayurveda that endows the body with strength, complexion, and healthy growth. Poor sleep patterns can trigger aging process fast. Ayurveda emphasis on good quality sleep as a marker of optimum health and longevity. For health and optimum lifespan, Ayurveda recommends a set of daily routines. Okay, I will share some of those routines like waking up early in the morning before sunrise, clean your teeth and tongue, gargle with your mouth with oil like sesame oil, instill nasal drops on each nose, apply oil to the head, body, and feet before bathing, do some exercises regularly, especially yoga, and pranayama can be practiced. Also, give some time for meditations, timely intake of food, good quality sleep, that is at least sleep at least for 6 hours a day. These are some regimens that those who follow these regimens and seasonal regimens will stay healthy for long. Also, do periodic detoxification, purification, rejuvenation therapies as they provide the strength and nourishment to the deeper tissues and pacifies the age-associated health issues. Oleation and fermentation therapies are important in this age group as they neutralize the Vata-triggered features accompanying the aging, like pain on the joints or any wrinkles or stiffness over the body or some dark patches on the face or other parts of the body can be reduced by applying oil on our body. Also, one practice is that sadvrita that should be practiced. Sadvrita is a Sanskrit term and can be defined as a moral reasoning, code of ethics, or good conduct. It should be practiced as it guides us in daily living and maintain a balanced state of mental and physical life. Also, practice of yoga, meditation, pranayama daily. This will help to delay the aging process. There are so many yoga postures, pranayama techniques. You can practice any of these regularly. This will delay the aging process. Okay, is it understood?
Yeah. Uh, Thank you, doctor. Let me just summarize what I just took note. So what you say is that misusing of the five senses actually leads to all these issues. Aging depends on time, nature, doshas, food intake, routine, and the digestive fire, which is metabolism. And you also said sleep is one of the main pillars of longevity. And you said we have to follow a daily routine like waking up early, brushing your teeth, applying oil on the head, and dropping oil in the nostrils. So I think you mentioned about sesame oil. Proper food and sleep at least for 6 hours. Periodic detoxification, rejuvenation, and of course the final thing that you said is moral reasoning, code of ethical conduct, practicing yoga, shana, pranayama, and meditation. I hope we'll find some time to one of you to demonstrate a pranayama meditation towards the end if you have the time. Yeah. So Dr. Sudarshan, we keep hearing, see, in Ayurveda, we keep hearing this thing called Panchakarma very often, right? Now, what is the role of Panchakarma in helping an individual uh, to remain optimally healthy? Can
Okay.
Panchakarma help with disease recovery as effectively as it helps with rejuvenation?
Okay. Okay, let me go to that. So before going to disease and recovery, let me tell you or give an introduction about Panchakarmas. So what are Panchakarmas? Pancha means 5, karma means processes. Generally, everybody knows. And what are they? They are Vamana, Rechana, Nasyam, Niruha, and Anuvasana. I shall describe it later. So these are the 5 processes. Let me tell you first. Vamana is a sort of induced vomiting. Rechana, that is a induced laxation. Nasyam is a application of herbal medicines, oil, etc. to the nostrils. Then Niruha, it's a type of enema, application of enema using medicated oil. Anuvasana is also a medicated enema application with a herbal tea, herbal decoction, or with a oil, etc. So, what is the use of these panchakarmas? Panchakarmas is usually people are hearing it is good for diseases, this disease or that disease, but it is not only good for diseased people, it can be done even for healthy people to maintain, to rejuvenate, or to increase their health. So then the main aspect of panchakarma is to get rid of the body toxins. As a treatment procedure, clean the body first and then apply the medicines. So it is a cleansing processes. The panchakarma has 3 processes, stages. If you have to apply to a diseased or healthy person, you cannot apply this vamana or virejana directly to a person. We have to, there are 3 stages for that. The first stage is called purva karma or preparatory process. Second stage is the pradhana karma, and third is the paschat karma. So the purva karma is the preparatory process. In the preparatory process, we give special food, special preparations which increase their digestive fire, and internal and external oilation which prepare the body to receive the second or the pradhana karma. Pradhana karma or the second process is the detoxifying process. Then the paschat karma, the karmas or the processes which we are doing after panchakarma. So let me come to the 5 processes one by one. The first one is vamana or induced vomiting. It is good for vitiated or imbalanced kapha or imbalanced pitta vata combination. Then the indications for what we are applying this karma or this vamana generally. It's for upper respiratory tract infections, for sinusitis, asthmatic problems, diabetic problems, skin allergies, obesity, urticarial rashes, etc. We are applying vamana. Then comes virejanam. Virejanam is therapeutic purgation. After preparing the patient, we give special medicines internally and which helps to purgate, which helps to clean from the intestinal tract. It is good for the vitiated pitta dosha or pitta energy. Indication of this Virechana is rheumatoid arthritis, gout, obesity, asthma, jaundice, and gall and spleen disorders, urinary retention, etc. This treatment is very effective. Third one is Nasyam. Nasyam, as I told you, it is a treatment. We are applying medicated oil through the nostrils. Let me tell you a short sloka in Sanskrit about the effect of nasya, because it has such a vast and wonderful effect. It says, Urtha Jatru Vikareshu Visheshal Nasya. It's the master is giving a very broad meaning, explanation. Urtha Jatru means above the neck area. So the head area, the sensory organs, etc. So almost for every problems above the neck, the nasya treatment is very effective. It has wonderful effect. So what are the indications when we say in general for emotional imbalance, stiffness of the neck, shoulders, dryness of nose, some vision problems, and sinus congestion, migraine, a sort of headache, facial, even for facial paralysis, some sort of convulsions, etc. This nasya treatment is very effective. Now comes the fourth one, the Anuvasana Vasti, that is medicated oil enema. Here we are applying medicated oil through the end of the intestinal tract, through the anal region, using a special apparatus. The name of the apparatus is Vasti. So it is good for pacifying Vata dosha. Anuvasana Vasti is mainly good for pacifying and Vata dosha. Indications for these are constipation, low backache, inflammatory disorders like gout, rheumatism, neurological problems, Vata caused headache, obesity, emaciation of joints, infertility, muscular atrophy. For all these things, this Vasti is very effective. Then comes Niruha Vasti. Niruha Vasti, the word itself explains the effect of Niruha Vasti. It's good for Vata dosha in general, but Niruha means unexplainable. So this Vasti has unexplainable, a lot of effects in the body. You might have seen people having this sort of uh, uh, after effect of some sort of cerebral problems, on-site paralysis, like that. Even such conditions also, this Niruhavasi is very effective. Then all the problems said above, lower backache, constipation, rheumatic problems, neurological problem, etc. This Niruhavasi is very much effective. Then now I described all the 5 processes. Let me come to the paschat karma, the processes which has to be done after administrating these 5 cleansing processes to a person. The paschat or the follow process. So the person who has undergone these 5 processes has to, not everyone is going for all these processes. The physician will be administering, which is practically good or useful to a person. So after each and every process, the person has to eat a wholesome food, avoid of day sleep. Person has to be totally avoid of day sleep, physical and mental overstrain, because the person has to continue with some herbal preparations, because the body is cleaned and he is a little bit weak. Now he is regaining his energy. He is turning up. He is getting boosted. He is like a battery charging. He is getting rejuvenated, or he is getting vitalized more and more. So what are the benefits in total of this Panchakarma? Let me tell you. It eradicates diseases from root cause. That is the disease recovery, from the root cause. It's the toxins or root cause is eliminated, then we are giving the treatment. So the cause is eliminated from its root. Then restores wellness and health, avoid recurrence of diseases, then promotes immunity, improves strength, vigor, and vitality, enhances digestion and metabolism, improves functions of sense organs and mind, then promotes longer and healthier life. Then, yeah, along with Rasayana treatments as a secondary part of this one, gives a total health and vitality to the person. I hope this much is
Yeah.
clear to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, doctor. That was
Okay.
a very, very, very deep explanation. And you mentioned about the 5 processes. You also mentioned about the 3 different stages of panchakarma.
Yeah.
The pura karma, which is the
Yeah.
preparatory, Pradhana karma, which is one of the main processes, and Paschat karma, which is rejuvenation. And interestingly, you also mentioned that for each process is done for different things. So you also mentioned Vamana is for upper respiratory or something else. Virechana is to help with the gouts, asthma, and then Nasham for migraine. I mean, you just give. I'm just quoting one example. You said many things. And Vasti is for neurological issues. And you mentioned many benefits of Panchakarma. Some of the things that I captured were it completely eradicates diseases at the root, and that was very interesting thing to know. And restores the health and avoids recurrence. That was a very important takeaway for me. Okay, doctor. So I'm going to Dr. Aisha. She's been very quiet, so I'm just going to pull her once again. Dr. Aisha, please tell us. Due to the pandemic, there are many who have been infected symptomatically and asymptomatically. They have been treated and have recovered. Surely they must take special care to get back to the optimal well-being. How can Ayurveda help them?
Okay, Srikanth, this is a good and relevant question. The pandemic is unique. It presents with fever, dry coughing, shortness of breath, tiredness, etc. Due to this pandemic, a person is affected both physically as well as mentally. Here comes the importance of Ayurveda. In Ayurveda, there are several treatment options available for enhancing the immunity against respiratory illness. So the best method is to go for an Ayurveda Panchakarma or the body detox treatment. We all know that the main aim of Ayurveda Panchakarma treatment is to eliminate the various toxins accumulated in our body. Ayurveda clearly explains the benefits of Panchakarma as it improves the immunity and longevity, it helps to rebuild and rejuvenate our body, it keeps the three doshas, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha in a balanced state, it corrects the metabolism, relieves stress and strain, makes a person physically, mentally, and spiritually healthy. And these are very essential for a person who have recovered from this pandemic. In Soma Manaltheeram, we here have designed 3 intensive treatments, especially for this pandemic, namely Punarjani Kayakalpa Chikitsa, which include intensive body detox and rebuilding treatments. Second, we here have is Prana Ojas Chikitsa. It includes respiratory strengthening treatment. Third treatment package is Urjaskara Chikitsa. It includes intensive body immunization treatment. These treatments are very important for post this pandemic conditions. These treatments include various external therapies like Abhyanga, that is oil application, or the Vasti, etc. Some internal herbal medications. Diet is also very important. We design special diets for the patients. And yoga, which is solely based on a person's health conditions. We make them practice these yogas. These are the procedures that we are doing here at the Soma Manaltheeram. Also, as some general measures or some simple tips that we can do in our home, I'll share with you. Like drink plenty of warm water throughout the day. Include spices like haldi, that is turmeric, jeera or cumin, dhania, the coriander, garlic, ginger in our diet while cooking. Drink herbal tea made from tulasi, cinnamon, black tea, black pepper, dry ginger once or twice a day. Drink the golden milk once or twice a day, which is very simple to make. Like I'll explain, take a cup of hot milk and mix a half teaspoon of turmeric powder into it and then drink it. This is very important to uh, reboost our immunity. Also, Practice daily the yogas like Surya Namaskara, bridge pose, cobra pose, boat pose, etc. These has effect in the respiratory tract and thus helps to enhance the capacity of breathing. Also, pranayamas like Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, Kapalabhati Pranayama, Anulom Vilom Pranayama can be practiced for strengthening the respiratory system. These are some general measures we can do by ourselves to reduce the effect of this pandemic. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Aisha. So thank you for that information. So what you mentioned is that somebody who is gone through the pandemic is affected, it's physically and mentally. And uh, you also mentioned that panchakarma improves immunity, balances dosha, and also improves the metabolism, and it also works in the 4 dimensions of somebody's health. You mentioned about physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, and also you mentioned about 3 different uh, treatments that you do in Soma Manaltheeram: Punarjanic Kalpa Chikista, Prana Ojas Chikista, and Urjas Karna Chikista, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and the tips that you gave are very interesting. Drink a lot of warm water, include turmeric, ginger, garlic in your food. Drink herbal tea made of tulsi and golden milk, the milk with half a teaspoon turmeric. And you also said do a few poses which will help you to improve your respiratory system: bridge pose, cobra pose, and also pranayama like Nadi Shodhana, Kapalabhati, and Anulom Vilom. Okay, so I want Dr. Sudarshan to respond to this question that I have. Dr. Sudarshan, Dr. Aisha shared a few tips to handle the current pandemic and people who have got affected and people who have not got affected. Can you share a few tips in general for all to follow to keep their doshas balanced, weight in check, and immunity at the optimal level?
Okay, Mr. Srikanth. So, according to our masters, there is a simple technique for balancing the dosha. It's very simple when you hear. In Sanskrit, it says, Nityam Hitahara Vihara Sevi. It's over. But what does it, the implication of that? Nitya means daily. You practice Hida, what is affordable or what is good, Ahara and Vihara, food and activities. I was describing about the viharas, the activities, both physical and mental, like that. So if you can follow such a lifestyle, you can have a balanced dosha and you can have a healthy life. But let me explain based on the 3 doshas, vata, pitta, and kapha. So what type of foods or activities are good to balance vata, good to balance pitta, and good to balance kapha, like that? Let me go for the first dosha, vata. Regarding food, you have to include sweet, salty, or sour tasting food. Eat warm and oily or heavy foods. Use almond oil, ghee, sesame oil. Eat ripe food. Then vata type of people can use mild spices, ginger, cumin, coriander, etc. Raw honey, jaggery are good. Then they have to avoid astringent and pungent or bitter food. Cold foods, usually we keep food in freezer or refrigerator and we repeatedly use it and keep it and again. So such type of cold foods. Then avoiding sugar, etc. are good to balance vata. Then regarding pitta, for pitta, sweet, bitter, and astringent food are good. Then boiled and steamed vegetables, warm milk with cardamom or ginger is very good. Ghee and olive oil for oil. Spices in mild quantity because pitta is fire and it can irritate. Pepper, cardamom, and this coriander, etc. they can use only in small quantity. They have to avoid raw sugar, but they can have sweet, jaggery, etc. And it is better to avoid hot, sour, and salty food, spicy food. They are not good for pitta type of people. Now come to kapha. You see, kapha people has a tendency to gain weight, and such problems are there. So they have to include more pungent, bitter, and astringent food. They have to eat more boiled and steamed. Also, raw material, food material, it's good for them. Oils, ghee, etc., has to use very minimum, small quantity they can use. Then they can have spices in strong, for example, pepper, ginger, because it enhances the digestion, it enhances the circulation, so that the accumulation of fat in the body is get checked. Then they have to avoid sweet generally. Salt they have to avoid and minimize heavy foods, dairy products, etc. In general, they have to follow a very restricted diet when compared with other two groups of people. So, but is it possible for all these three types to avoid sugar, avoid spices like that? So it's not easy, but we have to know ourselves, our body type. And the masters again says, Sarva Dharmeshu Madhyamam. Don't avoid milk totally. Don't avoid spices totally. You have to keep a medium line. So if spices are not good, you have to use accordingly. If you need spices, use it. You have to know your energy, body, dosha level, or from your experience, you practice what is good and what is bad, and take or follow a medium line in your food and activities which can balance your doshas. Now comes to, I think that portion is clear. Okay, let me come to the weight check. Nowadays, it's a problem, and every person is concerned of their weight to be slim and like that. Everybody is thinking, and they are thinking of optimum body weight, and body mass index is quite common. Let me tell you how to find yourself, your body mass index. The normal body mass index is 18 to 24.9, and over is 25 to 29.9, and obese is 30 and above. How it can be calculated? I shall tell the technique. So you have to take your weight in kilogram. When it is divided by height in meter square, m square, it gives your body mass index. So be careful. 18 to 24.9, 25 to 29.9, and above 30. These are the three simple numbers which you can remember. If you are normal, it will be 18 to 24.9. I hope we people all gathered here are on that level. Then proper exercise. We have to do exercise almost at least 5 days in a week. 30 minutes walking will do, 30 minutes swimming or cycling or briskly walking. This will help. Then regarding food, our textbooks explains very clearly how much you have to take. So if you take the stomach volume as 3/4 of the stomach volume, you have to take solid food material. 1/4 of the stomach with water. 1/4 is remaining. That part you have to keep empty so that the stomach can function properly. It can do its mechanical action. It can help for the assimilation process which is coming after. So doing the food like this, exercises and dosha controls like that, you can maintain your health and general immunity. Then comes Shodhana Chikitsa. Shodhana Chikitsa can also reduce weight. We explained before, this Vamana, Virejana, etc. They can help to reduce body weight. Then there is one important treatment processes. It is Shleshmahara. It is good to reduce your body weight. It is called Udvartanam. That is included in our packages. Udvartanam is otherwise called a powder massage. There are different herbals. We make it a powder and it is massaged thoroughly all over your body by experienced therapist or masseurs. So it helps to reduce the fatty accumulation from your body. So these things, for these we have packages for slimming, for Rasayana, for etc. We have package programs with Somathiram. My friend colleague already explained. Now let me tell you some tips that also my colleague explained. The ginger, using of ginger, fenugreek or methi. You can use fenugreek. You can prepare the porridge with fenugreek. You can make ginger tea, ginger coffee, etc. Then ginger tea you can make. This will increase the immunity and resistance of the body. Then Triphala. Triphala is combination of 3 dry seeds, Terminalia cibula, Terminalia bellarica, and Indian gooseberry. That is a Rasayana Drivya that increases your immune system. That is good to boost your energy. Then milk with turmeric that my colleague described. Then a plant called Punarnava, Boeria diffusa. It's also its leaves, root, etc. are good for losing the body weight, control so many different problems. That is good. Then common fruit gooseberry, Indian gooseberry, that you can use with honey. Then ashwagandha. You know, ashwagandha is very famous. Ashwagandha powder you can use with honey, ghee, according to your body nature. Get advice from your doctor, and doctor will tell you how to use ashwagandha or gooseberry with honey, etc. So this will enhance your energy, and it will lower. These things will help to reduce your weight, and it will help you to balance your health. So I hope this
Yeah.
is
Yes,
clear
yes,
to
doctor.
you.
It's a very, very well, very detailed explanation that you give tips primarily about the food and the activity. Food, you said, based on the body type, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, you need to be cautious about the food that you would do. I mean, it's a very
Okay.
detailed explanation that you gave. Also,
Okay.
activity, you said even 30 minutes of walk for every day for about 5 days in a week is going to help tremendously.
Yes. Yes.
And main thing that you mentioned about food is one 2/4 solid food, 1/4 water, and 1/4 leave it empty.
Yes.
And of course, you mentioned about the BMI. We are running out of time. I have a question from the audience. I'm going to ask the questions,
Okay.
and if we
Welcome.
can take a couple of minutes and also take us through at least one pranayama technique, I'm sure the audience are going to be very happy. So the question that one person has asked is, you mentioned about muscular dystrophy.
Dystrophy. Dystrophy.
Is it
Yeah.
curable, doctor? That's the
Yeah.
question that being asked.
Yeah. That depends. That also, but there are so many processes in Ayurveda, like the Navara application, etc., and internal medications. So it helps them. It helps to check the progress of that. So if it starts at an early age, if you do the treatment properly, repeatedly like that, we can check the progress of the disease.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
doctor. So we have 2 minutes. Maybe we can extend a couple of more minutes. Would you be in a position to at least take the audience through one pranayama technique so that they will take away something from this webinar?
Okay. I'm not going to make somebody an yogi, or I am not going to show an yoga practice here. For this special situation, pandemic situation, an effective breathing technique, I can tell you, I can explain to you.
Sure.
It is called abdominal breathing, but it is not. You can't find a Sanskrit term, or you can't find in our yoga books, but the yoga practitioners are following or doing that abdominal breathing. Usually, we adult people, we are breathing with our chest cage. Abdomen is not moving, but the normal breath is abdominal breathing. If you look at a newborn baby, his abdomen is moving. He is taking air while his abdomen is get ballooning, and when he gives out, when he breathe out, it is going in. That is the normal or natural breathing process. So due this pandemic season, there is so many problems for the people. It is getting to the lungs. That takes a lot of lives, because these exudates, these liquid formation inside the lungs, which goes to the lower part of the lungs, and it has to be aspirated, and it causes so much deaths for during this season. So when we observe this abdominal breathing, it helps a lot to eliminate the toxins out, to eliminate the fluids out of the lungs. I shall tell you the technique. As like in other breathing techniques, here also 3 stages. That is Puraka, that is to take in air, Kumbhaga, that is to keep the air there, and Rejaga, that is the third process to expiration. So first, you have to inhale with the help of the abdominal muscles. So when you inhale, the abdominal muscles has to go out, or it has to ballooned. Keep few seconds. If you are taking by the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, keep the same time. Then the abdominal muscles has to go down, and you have to breathe out slowly by the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. So what happens is, when you are inhaling with the abdominal muscles, the diaphragm, the muscle separating the abdomen and chest cavity, is lowering, so that air is pushed into the lungs from the upper tract up to the lowermost part of the lungs. So your lungs is getting the full volume of air. Then you are pushing out. So the diaphragm is pushing upwards, and from the lower part of the lungs, the whole that air is going out. So when the air is filled totally fully, you are getting maximum oxygen. And when it is pulled out totally, maximum impurities gone out of the body. But in normal breathing, while you are using your chest cavity, you are using only 3/4 of your lung capacity. So please try to observe when you have fever, or when you feel a little bit breathing difficulty, do this exercise, this abdominal breathing, so that it clears your chest. It gives you a lot of prana, or oxygen, and it stimulates your health, and it will keep you from many problems which can follow with a chest infection or congestion or such conditions. I have no time, otherwise I could have explained Kapalbhati, etc. But at least to follow this one. Thank you.
So, doctor, what I'm taking away from what you said about the abdominal breathing is that you take a deep inhalation for about, say, 4 counts, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then hold your breath
for the same time.
4 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then release your breath
by
through the nostril for 8 counts.
8 counts.
Yeah, so 1 is to 1 is to 2.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Yeah.
All right.
So thank you. This slow exhalation has wonderful effect with our body.
So you are taking, you're taking oxygen, and then I just got that. Thank you, doctors. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure having both of you here, and wish you all the best. And we look forward to see you in a future webinar sometime soon. For all the viewers here, we have another webinar happening on Wednesday morning at 10:30. The reason we are having it on a Wednesday is that we are doing a session on yoga. There are 2 people, one from Sri Lanka and one from Australia. They are going to talk about alchemy of the self through yoga, and it's being presented by a wellness center by the name Talala Retreat. Look forward to see you, all of you, on Wednesday morning at 10:30. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.